I bought a $200,000 luxury apartment using Dad's inheritance.
Nice try, but we already did it.
Huh?
You can go ahead and keep it.
Trouble Busters!
My name is Helen. I'm saying goodbye to my father, who recently passed away, for the very last time. Thank you, Dad. I hope you rest in peace. Thank you so much for all that you've done for me.
Oh, it's so gloomy in here. Everyone's wearing black. Hey, Helen, thanks for hosting the funeral.
Hector!
You're such a terrible son. Why are you dressed like that?
We're gonna be moving.
But before that...
I have financially upsetting news for my hypocritical sister.
What more can be upsetting than the fact that you showed up to this funeral, Hector?
I bought a $200,000 luxury apartment using Dad's inheritance.
Nice try, but we already did it.
How did you even use that money?
Are you saying that you spent all of your father's inheritance?
That's right.
We figured we gotta be quick to win this battle.
We went ahead and took an action before we even reported his passing.
By spending it on the luxury apartment that we just bought.
You guys are evil. What you've committed is a theft.
Say whatever you want.
Yay!
My dad had always been a sucker.
Stop this. I need you to leave, now. He could only leave us $200K. How pathetic.
I guess that's why he ended up letting his son scam $40,000 from him just like that.
What?
Did you say that you scammed $40,000 from him?
That's right. Oh, I thought you guys would have known this since he already knew about it.
He never said. What do you mean by that, Hector?
I asked Dad if he could give me $40,000 for losing my job because of the bad economy.
And he was so dumb. He even made a debt to get that money. He makes it easy and he takes action. He's the perfect prey for scammers. A perfect prey for scammers.
Stop that. Be nice to the dead man.
I said it twice just because that's how much I mean it.
The best part was when he found out that I was lying.
Hector, I thought you got fired from your job.
Oh no! Sorry for lying, Dad!
I see. So your company never went out of business. So I'm glad to hear that. He lost $40K. How can he even say that?
He's such a hypocrite with his rainbows and butterflies.
How much longer do I need to keep listening to these people insult Dad?
All right. What's the matter? Aren't we being funny?
That's right. He's always enjoyed a fun atmosphere before his passing, right?
She's right. You guys better be laughing. Here's Dad's bank statement with almost nothing left.
He has $334 left in there.
Do you want it? It's your favorite daddy's bank statement.
This is it. They have absolutely no sense of remorse or appreciation for what Dad has done for us before his passing. I am going to do what I have to do. Dad has always wanted our family to be smiling, so... You spent $200K without having any idea, huh?
What?
That's right. I'm going to smile, especially during a time like this. Especially because these people had no idea what they'd done. I'm not going to let them get away with this. Trouble Busters. You can go ahead and keep it. You can keep his savings and also his debt.
Huh?
The $600K debt that Dad left for us will be inherited by you, Hector.
What? Did you just say that I'm inheriting a $600,000 debt? What?
Yep, you said you used Dad's money already, right?
So what if I used it? Besides, why does he have a $600,000 debt?
How does a man with a $600K debt even have $200K in his savings? Well, that was life insurance.
Life insurance?
Dad wasn't the type of person who can leave people in trouble as is. His friend had fooled him the way you did, and he ended up having a $600K debt.
How is that possible?
Who would ever spend $600K to buy something?
Yeah, if he has something that's worth that much, we can maybe sell it.
He spent $600K for the house that we lived in.
The house that we lived in?
Are you talking about his house? That's right.
You're kidding me!
How does that shack even cost $600K? His friend told him that the house would be worth a lot more down the road, that he's only investing his money, and also that the friend would lose his job if Dad didn't buy that property.
That friend was someone he had known since preschool. He really wanted to help his friend out.
You're kidding me! How much trouble is Dad gonna cause to his family?
How dare you say that? You're terrible.
The $200K that looked like inheritance was actually the life insurance that we got from his passing. It was supposed to be spent to pay back some of the portion of the debt that he had. After he had been paying for the mortgage for years, his debt is currently at $450K.
Are you saying that I have to take over that debt?
That's what I'm saying.
No way! I never agreed to inherit the debt!
We only wanted to inherit all his savings. There is no such inheritance law that would let you do that. Inheritance isn't limited to the deceased person's asset, but it also includes their debts.
No one ever asked if I was going to inherit anything from Dad, and I never signed any contract or anything like that.
But you already spent the inheritance, so you don't have a choice at this point. Because you spent the money, it automatically means that you agree to taking on his inheritance. What kind of father would make his son take over his debt?
You inherited it without even talking to anyone.
Are you guys saying that as long as I return the money that I spent on my luxury apartment, I'd be able to undo this mess?
Huh? That's not possible.
Why not? I'll cancel the apartment that I bought and bring back the money into his account. It should undo everything. It would be as if we were all dreaming about how I pulled out that money from his account.
That's not going to happen.
Why not? I'm agreeing to return that $200,000, so it should cancel my inheritance, right?
You're acting like a thief who claims to undo their crime by returning the stolen products. The world doesn't revolve around you. The bank account already shows that you pulled out $200K. It's already too late, Hector.
That wasn't me!
He's right. All of us could have accessed his bank account, right? This means that it could have been you. Does this mean that you guys are admitting what you've done?
No! What we're saying is that you were the one who committed this.
How are you going to explain the fact that you had that bank statement with you?
I found it! We came here so we could give it back to you guys!
That's right! You guys can't assume that we were the thieves.
But you were the one who walked in here to announce that you spent your father's inheritance to purchase a $200,000 luxury apartment.
I was just kidding! It was a prank!
The $200K had been withdrawn with one transaction. And you were the one who did it! Oh, are you accusing me? Of course I would.
You said you were gonna take care of Dad, and you've been kissing his butt this whole time!
I'm sure that was when you took his money. When you withdraw such a large amount, I'm sure the teller would have taken you to a separate room.
Which means that the teller would remember who it was.
It was withdrawn not too long ago, and it's such a large amount, I'm sure they can still recall.
That's not gonna prove anything!
I'm sure you would be in the surveillance footage at the bank.
Let's just hypothetically say that you guys never withdrew that money. How did you even afford to buy the apartment?
Well?
Hector worked hard to earn that money. How are you going to prove that the money belongs to you, Hector?
I'm not obligated to prove anything to you guys!
You're arguing as if it's your reflex, and that's why you're not making any sense.
What are you talking about?
If I've never withdrawn Dad's money, and you never have withdrawn the money either, it means that someone must have stolen the money, and we have no choice but to file a police report.
What? Police?
Don't you think that's a little too much? A little too much? Someone stole $200K from my father's bank account, and it's a huge deal.
You're kidding me! I would never do anything to humiliate our family!
Yes, you would. You can tell us as many lies as you want, but you're eventually going to have to explain how you afforded to purchase that luxury apartment that you recently bought. Are you still going to keep giving excuses like that?
Oh, shut up!
Uncle, can you call the police? Someone who isn't any of us here has stolen my deceased father's inheritance.
Okay.
Wait, hold on!
Okay, are you going to admit it then?
I'll admit it. I'm going to change my direction.
Change your direction?
You better inherit Dad's assets. We'll both work together to pay back his debt.
What? Oh, you're kidding me. Why not? It's something that your favorite daddy left for all of us.
That's right. Even if it's a debt, we need to take it as is.
Dad asked me to make sure I don't accept the inheritance from him. That was the very last favor that he asked me.
I never knew any of this.
That's not fair. He's playing favorites. When Dad was fighting his illness, when Dad was in a critical condition, and when Dad passed away, you guys never even cared to show up. You can't expect me to even care about you guys. When Dad passed away and we were all busy getting the funeral ready, you stole his bank information to steal the money he had in there. What makes you think that I'd have any mercy for you? But if you agree to inherit his debt, we'd be liable to pay back only $225K each. We can sell the apartment so we'd pay off $200K of it, and we'd only owe $25K instead.
If we only owe $25,000, it'll only take us 3 years to pay it off.
Right? It's not a bad idea, is it?
Why does Helen have to take over a $250,000 debt just to take the burden off the two of you?
It's because she's the little sister.
There is no way I'm going to agree to that.
Okay, I'll take a bit more burden in that case. Hello, Hector. It's great to hear from you. Hey, I want to cancel my purchase. I need you to refund the $200,000 that I paid you guys. What? But you already signed the contract. That was just earlier, though. Even if it hasn't been a long time, the moment you sign the contract, there's no going back. You're so hard-headed. Fine, I'll just sell the property then. I guess you can do that, but hurry up and do it. In that case, I would first need you to complete all payments that are currently due, including the fees that you haven't paid. What? The apartment was $200,000 and the other administrative fees come out to be $24,000. So I need you to first make that payment. Okay, cancel it. I'll cancel it, so forget it. I already told you that the contract is valid. I can't afford to pay $24,000. And that was why you took the option of having it financed. That's not gonna work! It's gonna be too late! I need to get rid of that property as soon as possible! Were you planning on making others pay for those administrative fees? Can't you tell that was my plan? I can't tell. I can't even see your face right now. Just make sure you sell it for the highest pricing possible. I'm not going to sell it unless it's gonna be worth $250,000. You're making this extremely difficult for yourself, but all is understood. Helen, I'm gonna be selling that property soon.
You can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, now you and I will be inheriting the debt together.
You mean you're going to have a $500K debt now, right? What?
Are you not going to forgive us?
Of course not. What makes you think that I'd even consider forgiving you at all?
You keep talking about money. You keep talking about yourself. No one wants to help you out of this trouble.
But what am I supposed to do? We're going to end up with a $450,000 debt at this rate.
You deserve it because you took the inheritance. You only looked at the cash that was right in front of you, and you never thought what could happen to you down the road.
I never knew there's such a thing as a negative inheritance. Helen, I need you to help me. Please, everyone.
Isn't there something you should do before you try to save your butt?
I already told you that I'm selling that property.
That's not what we're talking about.
What is it then? Just tell me.
There's nothing to tell you at this point. You're not even worth saving.
I'm your only brother, though.
And that's why I despise you so badly. I'll only forgive you guys after you guys completely destroy your own lives. No matter what you do, I'm going to make sure that you don't get to sell that property.
Oh my God!
I hope you end up in a living hell.
Stop this!
Oh boy. Helen is cursing them now.
Well,
We need to make sure that curse becomes reality.
Huh?
What the heck is this?
As you can see, it's an IOU.
An IOU?
Your father owed all of us money, too. He owed $10,000 to me. He owed $20,000 to me.
He owed $10K from me.
Total of $40,000.
Wow, my curse is working. $40K is the exact amount of money that you scammed from Dad.
What goes around comes back around.
Hold on a second. Why do I have to pay for whatever Dad owed everyone from our relatives?
It's because you inherited Dad's asset. Don't you get it?
We planned on just forgetting about these IOUs. That's right, we've all been saved by his kind personality at one point in our lives. When I almost lost track of things in my life, your father helped me stay on track with life.
When my ex-husband cheated on me and I was depressed, he called me every day to make sure I had someone that I could talk to.
We all planned on cremating these IOUs when we truly say goodbye to him. That was what we initially planned.
What? Why are you changing your mind all of a sudden?
That's because, just like Helen, we all despise you very badly.
What? I never did anything to you guys.
Your father was an important family member for all of us. You guys deserve to have your lives destroyed.
Hold on. I need you to stop saying you guys.
What?
I wasn't the one who instigated this whole scheme. It was what Angela had plotted. And by the time I realized, I was already deep inside this hole.
Oh my God, how dare you blame everything on me?
It's true. You were the one who kept saying that you wanted to live in a luxury apartment. I had no choice because you kept talking about it.
If you didn't want it, you should have said something right then and there.
But whenever I refuse anything you ask for, you would always make a huge deal out of it.
Even then, you should have said something if you really wanted me to stop.
Right? Right, everyone? I'm a poor man who's completely under the control of this terrible wife.
I don't care which one of you started this.
Oh, Helen, please help me accept the inheritance.
You're going to spend the rest of your life paying off that $490K debt.
You should go home and discuss how you're going to manage to live the rest of your life.
God damn it! How dare you guys do this to us?
How dare you even say that?
We're gonna start off by selling Dad's house.
That's right, we own it at this point anyways.
It's a $600,000 property, so I'm sure it'll be worth $300,000 at the very least. And if we sell our property for $250,000,
we'd end up with a $60K profit, right?
That's right. We win. I guess little sisters can never beat their bigger brothers.
We'll lose the apartment, but $60K will be enough for us to live while we figure things out.
That's right. We're going to survive this challenge, no matter what.
My brother thought he was able to come up with the payment plan, but my father's house was only worth $80K, and he stumbled with his plan in the very beginning.
Why? Why? You better explain this.
This property doesn't have a good location. There's someone who passed away on this property too, so that's why it would be worth this price.
Damn it! Fine, make sure you pay us that money by tomorrow.
At that point, their debt was down to $410K. There was no way out of this for them unless they successfully sold the luxury apartment. But for 3 reasons, he would never be able to sell that property. The first reason is because...
I'm sorry. The customer who wanted to check out this property was being rude to me, so I canceled their appointment.
You're kidding me!
The person who was in charge of their property wasn't good at what they did. And the second reason was because...
Well, I don't know if I want to decide on this right now.
Oh, you have to decide it right now. We need the money as soon as possible.
Hey, you can't talk to him like that. Why didn't you clean the house if you have time to argue like this?
The two of them were acting terribly whenever they had a potential buyer visit for viewing. And the third reason was because...
This is terrible. After having such a huge hole in this wall, there's no way I could sell this property for a good price.
I guess we have no choice but to lower the pricing.
This was because you made me angry.
Oh, it's because you were being so arrogant. Besides, why didn't you know your father's financial status before we ever laid our hands on that inheritance?
What did you just say?
What? The property is no longer in a condition that they would be able to sell, at least not for the price they wanted. The two of them currently live in an apartment that they don't even want to live in or feel grateful for, while they're living poorly to pay back their debt that's more than $400K. Because of stress, they ended up spending even more, which caused them to have even more debt. The collection agents ended up showing up to Hector's workplace. Because he cared so much about how others would view him, he ended up resigning from his job. Despite that, he didn't have any plans on finding a new job.
I guess I'll figure something out.
However, if everything in this world could be figured out so easily, there wouldn't be such a thing called bad economy. My brother ended up being a victim of that bad economy, and he ended up taking jobs that weren't as paying as the job he used to have, while he worked day and night. Why do I have to work too?
How did this happen? Where did it go wrong? I never took my dad's inheritance just to get myself in trouble like this.
We should have never taken that money. It was too late to regret anything, and they were just being sad because they were unhappy. I hope they suffer for the rest of their lives. As for me, I moved into a new apartment after taking what Dad has left for me. My relatives support me, and I live a happy life. Oh, that's the guy who scammed my dad. Trouble Busters!